Today, we're gonna make beef jerky 3 different ways. We're gonna make some in the air fryer, some in the dehydrator, and some in the oven. That way, you don't have to have any special equipment. Whatever you have, you can use. If you've been hanging around with me for a while, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. But if you're new here, I am delighted to meet you. Seriously, so delighted. I'm not kidding about that. But that's also my handle. I have experienced radical healing on a carnivore diet, and there is nothing that I love doing more than helping others do the same by showing you how you can do this lifestyle as well. Let's get started. I make jerky a lot because I'm kind of obsessed with it, and so I've done it lots of different ways. Sometimes I cut the meat by hand, sometimes I use a meat slicer, sometimes I ask the butcher to cut it, and sometimes I just buy pre-sliced meat. So this is what I did today. I bought a couple containers of sliced strip steak and sliced chuck steak. So these are already thinly sliced. That's easy peasy. And then this is some leftover brisket that I previously had the butcher slice for me. It was just in the freezer for a couple weeks and I just thawed it out. Here's all my meat laid out. These big old mama jammas are the chuck roast. And then there's strip steak. And then there's my brisket. And look, there's Lucy. Now, these chuck steak chunks are so big, I think I'm going to cut them into slices. Okay, that was easy peasy. You can see they are now in little slices. So I'm going to season them, and literally all I'm going to add is salt. I know some people get really fancy and they use all these ingredients and marinade overnight and all that. I'm not interested in that. I literally just use salt, and it's the best thing I've ever tasted every single time. These are the only plants in my life, and you can see that one's dead. Oopsie. Now, I feel like you need a lot of salt for it to be good, but feel free to not add that much, and then you can always add more at the end if you like. Our meat is now all ready to go. Now, if you want it to sit and let the salt soak in, sure, go ahead. I don't know if that does anything. I never do it because I'm much too impatient. For our air fryer jerky, I'm using the Z-Star air fryer, which has a dehydrate function. I don't typically use all these different kinds of meat when I make jerky. I just use one. But I just thought it would be fun to try some different kinds. So there's our strip steak. Here's our chuck roast. And then here's some of the ribeye. One of the best things about air fried jerky for me is that you can't make very much. Now, I know that may seem like a negative thing, but for me, it's really important because I tend to overeat it. It is definitely something that I struggle to moderate. And so when I can only make about a pound or a little less than a pound at a time, it really helps me because I'll basically eat all of it. And so if I have 5 pounds in the freezer, I might just eat 5 pounds in a day or two. I've made air fryer jerky enough times to know pretty much the settings that I like, how I like my jerky. So I'm going to set this at 180 degrees. Oops, gotta hit dehydrate first. 180 degrees for an hour and a half. And then I'll flip it at the 1.5 hour mark and cook it for another hour and a half, most likely, depending on how it looks. Now, one thing I want to point out, you can put a whole nother layer of jerky down there at the bottom, which mine is wet, filled with bacon grease from earlier. I mostly got it out, but it's still a little wet. You can put jerky down there. I kind of like the little bit more dryness that comes with having it be just on this top rack, so that's what I'm going to do today. All right, this is set, so I'm just going to hit start, and listen to how quiet it is. I love that. And also look, this little window lights up from time to time, so you can kind of keep an eye on your food without even having to open it. This will actually be my first time ever making jerky in the oven, so I can't promise it's going to turn out perfectly, but we're going to give it a go together. For our oven jerky, I'm just going to turn this down about as low as I can get it. So I don't exactly know what that is. Probably 175, 180, something like that. My instinct tells me to put the jerky right on the oven rack so that there's plenty of air around it, because when it's sitting in a pan, it tends to be a little moist underneath and it's just a little bit hard to get it dry. So again, I've never done this. We'll see how it goes, but I'm putting a cookie sheet down here to catch any drippings. These are the strip steaks. This is the chuck roast, and this is the brisket. It's looking a little precarious. It wants to kind of fall through the cracks. So we'll see how that works. Okay, good enough. Ow, that's already hot. Okay, let's wish it luck. The dehydrated jerky is going to go in here, an Excalibur food dehydrator. Fun fact, I actually had this a long time ago, well before I was a carnivore, because I used to have a business decorating custom sugar cookies, and the royal icing needed to dry quickly for it to be shiny, so I'd throw them in this dehydrator for like 10 minutes. Things have clearly changed in that regard, and I'm okay with that. I think I'd rather have beef jerky any day. There's quite a bit of meat left, so I'm gonna put the rest of it in this dehydrator. The nice thing about the dehydrator is you can make huge batches. I mean, you could make like 8 pounds, but the problem is I might eat 8 pounds. The dehydrator I have is a 9-rack dehydrator. I think they make a 4-rack. So if you don't need one quite as big, then that would be an option. And I just got it off Amazon. Here we've got our strip steak, ribeye, and chuck roast. I'll dehydrate these guys at 165 degrees, which is the max this thing goes up to. There is now a lot of jerky cooking going on in here. I've got the dehydrator going, the air fryer, and the oven. And you can tell, I mean, you might hear a little bit of noise, but it's fairly quiet in here, which is really nice. The timing is very simple for the air fryer because it's going to count down for me. But as far as the oven and the air fryer, I'll just keep an eye on things. I started the oven at 9 o'clock a.m. and the dehydrator at 9:10 a.m. And I don't know, some of the meat may take a little bit longer because it's different meats and it's different thicknesses. So I'll check it from time to time and I'll let you guys see how it looks. My air fryer just went off, so it's officially been 1.5 hours. It's looking good so far. I'll just flip all the pieces so that they'll cook evenly here. You can see the nice grill marks on the jerky. I love that. I'm going to set this for another 90 minutes at 180 degrees, just like before, and let her run. The oven jerky is looking pretty good too. The brisket jerky from the oven and the air fryer both look like they're pretty close to done, but I'm gonna flip them all and let the brisket go a little bit longer, and then the strip steak and the chuck roast are probably gonna have to go even longer than the brisket. You can see the baking sheet under the jerky has collected a few little drippings, so I'm glad I put it under there. The dehydrator jerky appears to be taking just a bit longer. No need to flip the dehydrator jerky because it tends to cook pretty evenly anyway, but I'm gonna let all of this just keep on a-cooking. It has been almost 2.5 hours, and I think that some of the smaller ribeye jerky is looking pretty good. So let's check it and see if it's ready to come out. So you can see the ribeye jerky, it's smaller and thinner, so it's looking pretty good. I'm going to take these out. It looks like our chuck roast and strip steak are still a little soft. They could go a little longer. Now let's check on our oven jerky. It's looking pretty good. Even the chuck roast and the strip steak look pretty good. They're a little soft yet, so I'm going to leave those, but yeah, I think these briskets can come out. You can see they're starting to render more fat now, which is why that pan is under there. Okay, we'll put those back in for a little bit. While we're at it, we will check the dehydrator. There is our strip steaks. They are still pretty soft. They're going to take a while yet. These ribeyes are looking pretty good. Now, I like them soft like this, but I think I'm going to leave them in a little bit longer. And the chuck roast definitely needs quite a bit more time. Now, what kind of recipe sharer would I be if I didn't try a little bit of the food on video when it's ready to go? So I'm going to try, this is the ribeye from the oven. I'm going to try it out. Of course, it's delicious. It could actually use a smidge more salt, so I'm going to add that. And also, I can't explain why I always have cabinet doors open. It's just, I don't know, a problem I have. But let's get a little more salt. Sometimes I use coarse salt instead of the fine salt, and it's really good. In fact, it might be better. I'm going to start doing that if I can remember. So good. I can't wait for the rest of this to be done. My air fryer jerky has now been dehydrating for a full 3 hours. These thicker cuts are still not quite done, so I'm just going to flip them again and put them back in for another hour. Same with the oven jerky. I can tell it's going to be great, but it needs just a little bit more time in here. So while I'm messing with it, I might as well flip it. Let's see what's going on with the dehydrator. The brisket jerky is looking delish, so I'm going to take it out here in just a moment, but the strip steak and the chuck roast are going to stay in. Yummy. I promise you this brisket jerky is going to be so good. Our total time is now at 4 hours, and I'm contemplating what to do if I think these are done or not. I decide they are close enough because mostly I want to do a little taste test. I predict the oven jerky is going to be ready too. Let's see. And it looks pretty darn good. It looks basically just the same as the air fryer jerky, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out as well. It has now been 5 hours, and I think that our jerky is done. That's the chuck roast, and that's the strip steak. This is our brisket jerky. These ones were from the dehydrator, and these ones were from either the oven or the air fryer. There's really almost an imperceptible difference between the two. But I would say these are a little bit more moist, a little softer, and these are just a little bit more crispy. Chuck roast and strip steak from the air fryer and oven. Again, you really cannot tell the difference at all. I don't even remember which one's which because they're basically exactly the same. And then honestly, same with the dehydrator, the chuck roast and the strip steak. Those two cuts, the chuck roast and the strip steak, seem basically the same from the dehydrator, the air fryer, or the oven. The brisket is a little bit better in my opinion in the dehydrator, but still, come on, it's delicious from the air fryer and the oven. I think that all things considered, all the jerky turned out really stinking good. I will do a little taste test with you to kind of go over the cuts because I definitely have a preference. But regardless of what equipment you have, if you have an air fryer with a dehydrator, if you have a designated dehydrator unit, or if you just have an oven, then you can make your own jerky. And don't let the internet boss you around and tell you you need a bunch of spices. That's fine if that's what you want. But all I ever use is salt, and it is so dang good. Now I am using what's probably the world's best salt, and I will link it in the caption, but I mean, truly, that's all you need. Now I'll be honest, I've nibbled on all these a little bit already, so I know which ones I like the best, and I'm gonna start with the one I like the least, and that is the strip steak. I mean, it's good, okay? But it's pretty lean, and I like my stuff a little fattier. But you can see it's just nice and tender. It's good, okay? And if you like lean jerky, you would probably really like the strip steak. Now the chuck roast is a little bit fattier, so I like it a little better. Especially a bite with fat in it. And believe me, if I had a bag of it in front of me, I'd be seeking out all the fatty bites. But the winner by far is always brisket for me. It's just so nice and fatty. I just love it. Now these strips are smaller. That's just how the butcher cut it, but every bite is so flavorful. If you haven't tried jerky with brisket, I would highly, highly recommend it. Now again, all these cuts are good. The chuck roast is cheap, so that's a perk, and it's also quite good. But things like a top round or a bottom round, I find them to be too lean. It's still good, but nothing like a brisket. The trouble with brisket is it's pretty hard to cut. And so if you can get the butcher to cut it for you, and especially if they'll leave just a little bit of fat on it, that's the sweet spot. Otherwise, if you buy a whole brisket that's just covered in the kind of blubbery fat, I do find that you have to cut some of that off or it's way too fatty even for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If nothing else, it gave me a good excuse to make a bunch of jerky, which I always love. But if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe and catch me on Instagram where we can connect every day.